Tremaine Edmonds value increases in his Chicago Bears free agency tour, we'll call it. And we're going to have our first ever Would You Rather segment. Would you rather have the Bears coach, the Vikings, the Lions, or the Green Bay Packers? We're going to talk about that all and more right after this. Stay tuned and hit my damn music. Welcome everyone to the Pin Zone. I am your host, Pin. Glad you guys are here dropping by. Make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget that. Turn on notifications if you haven't already and subscribe to the channel. If you're new, as always, we have a short video today. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty right away, but let's talk about the first of the month. Let's talk about it. So we have some new news with Tremaine Edmonds, bro. Let's read this all together. In a long expected move, the Chicago Bears have granted Tremaine Edmonds permission to seek a trade last week. While he had arguably his best season as a Bear in 2025, the Bears are forced to navigate a salary cap situation that can soon become tricky, especially with the official NFL cap number being slightly lower than expected. And that's not even getting into the massive contract extension that Caleb Williams likely earn next year. What this means for the Bears is that they can no longer afford the captain on the defense and his $15 million cap hit in 2026. Some fans and analysts don't expect much interest from NFL teams in a trade for a player who will likely be released this month, but that makes sense. Why dole out a draft pick for a player when he may be freely available soon? All right, let's continue it up. The problem with waiting for Edmonds to hit free agency is that the interest of the teams would then have to outbid 30 other NFL clubs. Additionally, one team could make a last-second trade offer of a cheap day 3 pick, and if that's the only offer on the table, the Bears will likely take it. That's why NFL analyst Jeremy Fowler is bullish on the Edmonds trade value. In his latest column for ESPN, given the latest buzz, news, and rumors of the NFL Combine, Fowler mentioned Edmonds as someone who should have strong trade value this season. And this is what he wrote. One player who has strong trade value and a decent chance to be dealt is Bears linebacker Tremaine Edmonds. The Titans, the Raiders, and the Giants are among teams interested in the high-end linebacker, and they like Edmonds, who's only 27. Despite 8 years in the league, he was granted permission to seek a trade earlier this week. So, according to insider Jeremy Fowler, he's getting interest, and the war begins when it comes to who's going to be getting Edmonds for next season. As a Bears fan, we want Edmonds here. All right, let's make that clear. We would love to keep Edmonds on board. All right, straight up, 100%. We would want him. He's a great linebacker. When he was playing, he was getting interceptions. He rarely misses tackles. He knows how to force fumbles. He's everything you want in a linebacker, a leader of your team, right? The hard part is the money cap for the Chicago Bears, and this is why the cap exists to begin with. PVG, PTT, Prince, Vision, Trucker, the Trucker, the one and only, my guy. I hope all is well with you, man. How you doing today? Today's going to be a fast little stream, just to let you know, bro. It's going to be fast. I have to be done within the next 10 to 15 minutes, all right? So I'm just going to move quickly in what we're doing, and we're going to press on. But let me know in the comment section what you think of this whole situation as I speak, my boy. So pretty much where I'm at, we would love to keep Tremaine Edmonds. We would love it. Unfortunately, we can't afford that $15 million hit, and he may get a contract extension with another team if traded, and they're probably going to pay him, if not the same, probably more, because he's only 27 years old. And this is the thing why I think Jeremy Fowler makes a lot of sense. He's only 27. If Tremaine Edmonds was 32 years old, ain't no way we're getting a high pick, even a day 3 pick. We might get a 7th or 6th if we're lucky, probably releasing him to get nothing. But since he's only 27, the Raiders, the Titans, and the Giants, very interested. All three of those teams need a defensive leader that can run the huddle on the defensive side of the ball. Tremaine Edmonds is that dude. And what they are projecting is a 4th round draft pick for Tremaine Edmonds. And if we could get a 4th rounder for him, oh man, that is like best case scenario for the Chicago Bears. Doing well, got you pulled up. Appreciate you, man. My guy, my man, my guy. Anyway, if you're in the chat, man, I see 7 people here. Say hello. How you doing? Hope all is well with you. Give me a thumbs up if you're feeling me right now. But that's pretty much the situation with Tremaine Edmonds, man. We have a chance to get a 4th rounder. I don't think we'll get anything more than a 4th rounder. That'll be unrealistic to say the least. But I think we could get up to a 4th rounder for him if the Giants, the Raiders, and the Titans are in this bidding war. I love bidding wars for players that we don't want no more. Let's keep it a buck. We want him, but we don't want you anymore. We're not going to pay that money. We got to think of Caleb Williams. We got to think of Roma Dunze. We got to think of Darnell Wright, whose extension talks should be happening starting this offseason. There's more priorities on the table. So unfortunately with Tremaine Edmonds, it's a wrap in Chicago. We need to save that $15 million one way or the other. It's going to get done. The real question is when. And guess what? When it does happen, your boy will break that news for you when that time comes. Now to the main event of the video, and then I'll be all done for the day. We're going to have our first ever Would You Rather NFC North coaching edition. Would you rather? Who would you rather have? Now, I need the comment section to be litty right now with this question. Would you rather have Ben Johnson as your head football coach if you're running a team, Dan Campbell, Matt LaFleur, or I forgot his first name, O'Connell? What's his first name, bro? I'm disrespecting the Vikings now, bro. I'm disrespecting the Vikings. Kevin O'Connell. Sorry. Kevin O'Connell. All right. Ben Johnson, Dan Campbell, Matt LaFleur, Kevin O'Connell. Who would you rather have as your head coach for your football team? This is a potential to be a big discussion because I think the Packers know they got their coach for the future. He just signed an extension. Kevin O'Connell is the coach of the future for the Minnesota Vikings, and he's done a wonderful job out there in Minnesota. Dan Campbell, he's the one who created Ben Johnson and this scheme that he has created for the Chicago Bears. Ben Johnson was the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, all right? So we're talking Dan Campbell, or would you have Ben Johnson? I'm a Bears fan, so you already know the direction I'd go in. I'm taking Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson this season is very similar to the first year of what's the dude's name from the Rams, bro? I shouldn't be forgetting this name. Sean McVay. All right, hear me out. When Sean McVay first went to the Rams, and that first season he played, everyone was like, this dude is the future of coaching. He's the guru. He's been there for 8 years, and he's got a long, long way to go with the Rams. The Rams aren't going to be getting rid of him anytime soon. Sharon, I agree, boo. Ben Johnson is the way to go, 100%. To me, everyone could be different, though. But I say that because Ben Johnson has that similar aura that Sean McVay had when his first year with the Rams. We've seen enough out of Ben Johnson to know he's going to be a good coach. He's going to command and demand respect in the locker room, and the players have no choice but to respect his rules and his leadership, or it's time to get the step in. Ben Johnson ain't playing games. I love seeing a coach similar to Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell will be the first one in the building, and he will start off at the gym. Dan Campbell's a big individual. All right. He's huge. He used to be a tight end in the NFL. So he's what, like 6'3", 6'4", at least 250 pounds. Very intimidating individual. Look at him up close. Ben Johnson, not as big, but when we hear with the Bears and what they're talking in Hallis Hall, they always speak on he is a maniac in the gym. The amount of weight he can bench press is intimidating to NFL players. That is a crazy statement. I haven't seen it personally, but if they say it, I'm just going to go by what they say. I feel like Ben Johnson is the next guru, and he proved it with a young Caleb Williams who's only in his second year, what I consider his first real season as a NFL player. So a lot of discussion here. Matt LaFleur has led the Packers to the playoffs for multiple years, and he is very good friends with Sean McVay. And they used to work for the same team growing up into the rankings of the NFL with NFL staffs and stuff like that. So LaFleur, even though he's a Packers head coach, you got to respect the work that he's put into it and the respect that he does as a offensive type minded coach. Very good. Excellent. Kevin O'Connell, one of the best coaches in the National Football League, man. How he sets the tone for the team. And he's not even a defensive coach, but he got the perfect guy to run the defense, similar to what Ben Johnson did for the Bears defense. But there's been proof in the pudding with the defense for the Vikings. They're always a top 10 defense, no matter what year it is. And that offense, the way it moves, even with the struggling quarterback, he still found a way to put up points for that team. Imagine him having a quarterback. Let's say Aaron Rodgers wants to play one more year. How come Aaron Rodgers can't be the quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, especially if they have questions about JJ McCarthy? That's something you want to think about. Another thing that is unrealistic, but I would love to see, what if the Vikings trade for Joe Burrow? How about that? He's getting tired of losing and not having an offensive line in Cincinnati. The Vikings are missing a quarterback. Joe Burrow comes to the Viking, throwing it to Justin Jefferson. It's going to be as dynamic as Chase with the Bengals. Stop me when I'm lying. You feel me? Stop me when I'm lying. That's just how I feel right now. So would you rather? For me personally, I think Ben Johnson, I would rather have as a head football coach out of the three other coaches in the NFC North, but it is a difficult choice. I'm not saying that. Maybe I am saying that because I'm a Bears fan. But even if I wasn't a Bears fan, I love his style of coaching, and it just breathes a new, fresh energy that I know every player would love to go into and play for a coach like that. Let me know in the comment section down below. Who would you rather have as your coach in the NFC North? That's pretty much all the time I got for you guys today. It was a short, fast video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section down below again. Make sure you hit that like, sub to the channel, and turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next breaking news or any news topics at hand here at the Pin Zone. We got a lot of stuff cooking up for you guys, so stay locked in. This, my friends, is Pin. Y'all take it easy. Let me know what y'all think about that would you rather segment. I'm going to do it for every coaching division. So let me know. Talk to me. Leave a comment. All that good stuff. It's my friends' Pin. To the next one, my filthy animals. God bless y'all. Love y'all.